Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you tonight for the Throwback movie review. Hopefully you will enjoy this Throwback movie review for The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1, the 2014 film that I got a chance to watch for myself to see what I was going to think of this film overall. So I'm going to discuss what I watched for the 2 hours and 3 minutes of this film, for the first part to the ending of the Hunger Games Katniss Everdeen's series. So I'll let you know what I thought of this movie overall. So let's dive into this movie review. Now, basically, this, I believe, was the last film or so with Philip Seymour Hoffman until his passing, unexpectedly passing, and it was really sad. May he still rest in peace. Because I know he's unfortunately not with us since 2014 or 2015. Because I think he was in this last movie or something like that, and then he passed away afterwards. But other than that, and along with Donald Sutherland, that passed away not too long ago. I think this year or last year, something like that. But yeah, pretty much with what I've seen with this film, it's a pretty good film. Um, Not one of my favorites of the Hunger Games movies, but it had an interesting premise. But it was more like Katniss was going into these propaganda stuff. The action sequences weren't really all there in this film. It tried to be, but it wasn't all there, if I'm being honest. Um, so the pacing in it was a little slow, but it got its point across with what it was going for. Towards the end of the film, you see, if you've seen this movie's been out for like a decade now, to be honest. And with uh, with the scene where PETA, Josh Hutcherson's character in the film, I think he was at the point um, where they were putting uh, tracker, yellow tracker venom in him or something like that. I can't remember what it was called, that venom stuff, and he was exposed to it, tortured, and all that in the Capitol, and then basically Katniss and them got him out, Gale and them got him out, along with Joanne and Annie that were captured by the Capitol. And basically, with what I've seen with this film, it's a good film. In the Hunger Games series, it is a good film, but it's just the premise and the storyline and the pacing of the movie was pretty slow, and it took a bit to get through this movie for what it was going for, because the second part is where you see the action films, the action sequences, and the action sequences in the second part, the closing chapter of the Hunger Games series, was probably the best one. Which I will be reviewing that movie come Throwback Movie Review Season 6, unfortunately. So you may have to wait a little while till the next Throwback Movie Review thing comes into play again. It'll probably be March or mid-March or so. I'll let you know when I get around to that. Early March, who knows? I might do it early March next year to start off Season 6. But overall, I think with what I've seen with this film, you basically get maybe some minor action sequences, not too many, but enough to make it interesting of a watch. The storyline for the first part, excuse my yawning in this video, was interesting, and it made it a compelling watch to get through this whole film. So, if I were to give this movie its deserved score, I'm going to give it a solid 8 out of 10. It's a good film. Uh, Definitely a good film. Very underrated, for sure, of a Hunger Games movie. It wasn't one of the best in the franchise, but it was a good film for what it went for, because the story was interesting to get through. But it was a little bit... Yeah, it was a little slow of a movie, a slow grind to get through with this movie. But I think you get a lot more to offer in the second part, which you get great action sequences. You get a few in this one, but it's the dialogue you gotta pay attention to with this film. That's what they were doing with this film, the dialogue. And they had this thing called propaganda sets where Katniss was becoming the Mockingjay in a way and doing these little propaganda streams or whatever. So basically, with what I've seen, yeah, 8 out of 10 for this film. It's a good film, not one of the best films of the Hunger Games series, but it is a little weaker of a film than Catching Fire and the first one. But it was good for what it went for. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this Throwback Movie Review Season 5, Episode 21 video. Episode 22 is next week, which is my birthday, actually, on September 23rd. That'll be the final Throwback Movie review I'm delivering to you guys. But I don't want to spoil what the last episode is. But hopefully you will enjoy the final episode when I get around to it. I would take my birthday off for doing videos, but I know I gotta catch up on movies, so that is something I'm unsure what to do, because I'm turning 29, of course, come next Monday, so very excited for my birthday, but also broke as fuck, basically, so you know how it is in these trying times with financial issues and all that. It's just, yeah, you gotta get what you get and just be happy with what you have and enjoy it for what it's worth. For the birthday, I mean. So, I just call it a regular day and just do fun stuff for my birthday. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed this Throwback Movie Review Season 5, Episode 21. Like I said, next week on my birthday is the final episode of Throwback Movie Reviews. Hopefully you enjoy it for the Season 5 finale, and thanks for watching this video. Have a good night.